There are many, many, many strategies and techniques to stop the foreclosure, all right? And I've listed kind of the main ones right here. And it all comes down to, for me, whether you want to keep the house or you want to let it go. And sometimes you don't know that you want to let it go until you've tried everything else and you realize, this isn't really going to happen. But let's say that, let's talk about the bad stuff first, which is you're going to let it go. You don't like the house. You know you can't afford it. You know, it's a $500,000 mortgage, and now you're making $1,000 a month from disability because you got hurt, and you're never going to make more than $1,000 a month again. You're not going to keep that house, you know, and that's just how it is, and you know that. So let's talk about first the bad stuff. Let's go to the next slide. Don't care about it. Sometimes, you know, I have people, it's like, I don't like the neighborhood anyway. I'm ready to move. Okay. I can help you with that, you know, and let's figure out what the timing issues are anyway. There are several things that you can do if you want to get rid of the house. Let's talk about the first thing, normal sale. First slide. Next slide. Just do it. You know, if you have equity in your property, good for you. You're one of the very few people that I know of that does. But if you do, and you can sell it normally, just sell it. Now, I can't tell you, I've had, I don't know, not that many because nobody has equity, but the people that I have that have equity, they get greedy. They're in the middle of a foreclosure, literally months away from having their house taken, and they're trying to save an extra 10 grand because they think it's worth it. If you have equity, sell it. You know, there are some great realtors in the room today. Get with them, get it sold. Don't try and be greedy. Again, I've had this conversation. I have some good friends, greedy. You know, take what you can, because you know what? In a few months, you lose all of the equity. They're going to eat it up, and you get nothing. So if you have it, and you've decided that that's the way to go, just do it, okay? Next slide. Deed in lieu. Deed in lieu is what it sounds like. You're saying, okay, instead of doing the foreclosure lender, I'm going to take the deed, and you just take it in lieu of the foreclosure. That's what it means. Take it back, we're done, okay? You don't have to do the foreclosure, we don't have to go down that road. Why would you do that? You know, why not just do the foreclosure, why not fight? Well, the goal of doing the deed in lieu generally is to avoid a deficiency on the sale of the property. A deficiency means you owe more than it's worth. So when it goes to sale, there's this much left over that you still owe to the lender. And they can come after you for that. Now, very often they don't. You know, a lot of times first mortgage lenders, they just don't. They take the property and they just let it go. But they can. And so one of the goals of doing the deed in lieu is say, you know what? I'll save you the hassle of doing the foreclosure. Here's the deed. We'll walk. You get the property back sooner. You can do what you want with it. But I don't want you to come after me for the deficiency, okay? I'm seeing lately some lenders saying, well, we reserve the right to pursue you for the deficiency, even if you do the deed in lieu. No, I won't let a client do this unless they specifically say they're not going to come after you for the deficiency. And they're not going to anyway, so they may as well do it, okay? I'll tell you though, lenders generally prefer to do the foreclosure rather than a deed in lieu. And the reason is if you have other liens on the property, IRS, a second mortgage, mechanics liens of some kind, miscellaneous junk that popped up from judgments or something, the lender gets stuck with all that if you do a deed in lieu, just as if you own the property. And they don't want to get stuck with that. They don't want your junk. They want to get rid of all that junk. And so what they'd rather do is the foreclosure, and just because it wipes out every subsequent interest in the property. So in general, they just as soon do a foreclosure. Now if they look at it and they've done a title search and there's really nothing on it, they may do the deed in lieu, but that's an option.